as it relates to martial arts. Do you not know that every person that receives a black belt and even the rank of master in a martial arts style or system is not necessarily a teacher? True. That is a true statement. Just because you receive a black belt doesn't mean that you're capable of teaching. So you have to be cognizant, aware of the fact that many people receive black belt and master or mastership in a martial arts style or system because they have met certain requirements, and usually teaching is not one of them, but it should be. So what requirements are you talking about, brother teacher? I'm talking about, you remember katas, pumps, hung, or sets, 1-step sparring, 3-step sparring, basic form 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just depends on what your system is that you study, and your mediocre, or not your mediocre, but your intermediate katas, and your advanced katas, and your black belt katas, if your system consists of those things. So, and then it's the time that you put in. All of those are prerequisites for advancing up the ladder and receiving black belt, and over a period of years, mastership. But just because you are a black belt does not mean that you can teach. So herein lies the rub. What makes a teacher? There are qualities that you must have in order to be a teacher. First of all, you have to be passionate about what it is that you do as a martial artist. You have to love the martial arts and not be there just simply because somebody signed you up when you were younger or at some point in time, or you've got a friend or a family member that joined the club and you follow them as well, and you're just going through the ranks. If you have an instructor that is worth their weight in gold, they will mentor you throughout the whole process of you growing into a black belt, and even farther beyond that. If you don't have that instructor and all they think about is a promotion test fee or money, if you will, just to make it simple, it's not going to work. Let me get back to what I was going to say. What you need to know as a black belt, how to deal with people. You'd be surprised how many people that are black belts and even masters don't know how to talk to people. If you get angry on a regular basis with a student and you take things personally, or a student is not learning fast enough and you don't have the patience, you're not a teacher. You must understand how to condescend. You must understand how to be humble, or that you have to be humble when you are in an instructor status. As a martial artist, period, you have to be humble. I don't mean humble letting someone run over you. I mean humble in the sense that, hey, when I see this individual in front of me and I'm helping them, they might be a little aggressive as a human being. The student that I have, everyone has different personalities. You have some people that are aggressive, some people that are very timid, some people that are very nervous, and some people are very studious who want to learn, and they are aggressive in learning. You have to know all of these different types of individuals. You have to know how to deal with females, you have to know how to deal with males, and you have to know how to deal with both of them in class together. You have to know how to deal with children that are very young and teenage children in your class. If you teach all of these different age categories, you have to know how to deal with these different types of mindsets and personalities, and also maturities and lack of maturity. You have to learn how to deal with that, or know how to deal with that. And a lot of times that comes with experience, it comes with time. So you can't take things personally. If a student doesn't catch on again, you have to learn how to spend more time with that individual and have a little bit of empathy for people. And a lot of people don't have that. Some people, believe it or not, can learn martial arts techniques, but they can't teach it. I'm serious as serious can be. I've seen it happen many times. They will run the heck out of a form, a kata, crisp textbook, but they can't teach it to anyone. You know why? Everybody can't do it. Everybody does not have the makeup to be an instructor. Some instructors are born the complete package, and some are made. The ones that are made have to be carried for a period of time. You have to nurture them and bring them up and take them to where they're supposed to be as an instructor, or a would-be instructor. But the ones that are made, born as an instructor, I don't mean you jump out your mother's womb with a black belt on, swinging a sword or anything like that. But the ones that are made as an instructor, it is the spirit and the character of that human being that comes into this world that loves humanity. And the martial arts is just one of those things that they decided to partake in, and that they do very, very well. So everyone is not a teacher or an instructor, and you must know the difference. So if you are in your school, this is not the military, it's as close to the military teaching, like in my system, as possible. It's very regimented, and I'm firm. I treat my students with a firm hand. It's a family environment, but at the same time, I'm serious and I want them to learn the syllabus. You have to do that. It's not about buddy. It's not about your friends. My students are not my friends. I love them as a family member, but if you know the true sense of the word family, what that means when you have to put your feet down and lay the hammer down, you must do that when it's necessary as well. You cannot let them get away. As far as respect, and as far as etiquette, and as far as courtesies concerned in your school or your dojo, everyone is not meant to be a martial artist. Some people are there just for community. You follow what I'm saying? For social reasons. They just want to be a part of something. You follow? You need to know this when this person walks into your door, this prospective student. And some are there only for self-defense. That's all they want. They don't want to go to karate tournaments or competitions. They don't want to get any rank or achieve any rank for being there for a while. They just want to learn how to protect themselves, and that's the end of it. So you need to know who you're dealing with as an instructor, who you have standing before you. And you have to screen your students. You have to vet them in the very early stages of them signing up and say, what is it that you really want to learn? And it might take a week to actually get into their mind and find out what they want. Sometimes they'll tell you, I want to learn martial arts, and really all they want is self-defense. And once they find out that it's very involved, the training, you see that in their behavior, they start not to participate, or participate as much or come to class as much, because it's too much for them, because that's not what they really want. And a lot of times they don't know how to express that to you. That's why it's important. In the very early stages, you have to have that conversation with your students, or potential students, I should say. Why do you want to learn martial arts? I've heard people say many times, I want to kick my boyfriend's butt. I've heard that. I've heard people say, well, it's this little boy at my school that keeps picking on me. I want to knock his head off. I want to black his eye. I want to break his arm. These are the people that you avoid, or you redirect if you can. And then maybe take them on as a student and you can just mentor them. And hopefully those intentions will leave at some point in time. But this is what you do. This is the job of a teacher. But anyway, I think I've said enough. I hope you like, subscribe, and share this video, as all of them. And so long.